All right, everyone, welcome to our show, Brand and Athlete. It's the only show where today we're going to talk sports and pizza. All right. So today we have a real treat. We have Emma Henry here from Emma Henry. She's a volleyball player from Loyola, Chicago, where she's out there blocking shots and dodging snowballs at the same time. Emma, thanks for being here. How's the Windy City treating you?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's good, but it's really cold. Really, really cold right now.
Yeah, they send you one of those welcome to Chicago starter packs, the deep
hmm
dish, the winter coat, and that bad attitude and a bad attitude.
Hopefully not too many bad attitudes, but yes, definitely the winter coat. Lots of
I'm a
pizza.
Midwesterner, so I love the city of Chicago, so it's always the running joke. All right, before we get started, have to have a big shout out to our sponsor, Influxer. With over 400 schools on board, they're empowering student athletes, helping them build their brands with merch and a powerful marketplace. So really thank them for having our back and allow us to have this conversation today. It's getting to know Emma series. So thanks for making this happen. All right. So we're going to get on with it. So it's wild thinking about going from Oklahoma, where you're from, to Chicago,
Mhm.
um, going from like warm biscuits to cold pizza. How are you holding up to the weather and the chaos?
It's been good. It's been really good. I actually didn't think that I would enjoy the cold weather so much. Some days it's really brutal, but I actually enjoy not wearing shorts and a t-shirt every day. It's kind of nice to wear some pants every now and then. But yeah, it hasn't been too bad. It's been fun.
All right. All right. I love that. I love that. It's really, I mean, I know everybody knows it's a windy city. I've been there and I'm trying to tell you, one of my friends called me up one time. He's like, man, did you know there's an ocean in Chicago? I was like, wait, no, no, that's not an ocean. And so he was like, what's the difference? I was like, well, it's enclosed, right? It has land
hmm
around it and it has salt. But man, it is a big, big lake.
Yeah,
Man,
it's
it had like
crazy.
huge pieces of ice when I were there in the water.
hmm And like in the summer, there's like me and my teammates will go to the beach. It's awesome. It's basically an ocean. It's so big you can't see anything else around it. It looks like the
Yeah,
ocean pretty much.
that's really cool. And then I went one
hmm
time and there was like some yacht races there. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of boats, like especially when you go downtown, there's boats everywhere, especially when it's warm too. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love Chicago, love the shot. One of my things, a random thing I love, has some of the best street art in America.
Yeah. I go downtown actually for class every day because I live on the north side of Chicago and then I go
Okay.
downtown to the Loop every day for class. But it's so fun to ride on the train and see all the artwork as we like go down.
Yeah.
It's cool.
That's cool. Really
hmm
excited to have you here. All right, guys, here's the plan. First of all, shout out to all of our viewers. Shout out to the chat. If you guys have questions and you're watching us on YouTube, you can drop a question or a comment in the box and we'll get Emma to answer them. So here's our plan for today. We're going to get to know her, really. We're going to talk about volleyball stories, her big dreams, maybe some Chicago pizza reviews. So let's buckle up. Emma, you ready?
Yes, so ready.
All right. So, all right. How did you end up in Loyola? Like, did a recruiter like send you one of those deals where they like whispered in your ear and all they said was like deep dish, and you would like say less?
Well, actually, Jay, I went from OU to Oklahoma. So my first year, I was at the University of Oklahoma, and I loved the school. It was great. It just personally wasn't the best fit for me volleyball wise. So then I decided to put my name in the transfer portal. And after talking to the amazing coaching staff at Loyola, I couldn't choose any other school. And the city of Chicago is just second to none. It's amazing.
Yeah, and what was that like? I mean, obviously, a lot of people don't know you grew up in Oklahoma. Where'd you grow
Mhm.
up, and what was it like going to school in the same state? I would assume close to where you grew up.
Yeah, I was actually, fun fact, I was born and raised pretty much in Texas. So I lived there for 10 years in Waco
Yeah.
and then moved to Oklahoma and then finished up like my middle school and high school there. I was from Norman, so that's where I graduated high school, and that's actually where OU is. So I was 5 minutes away, a
Wow.
5 minute drive from my dorm, my freshman year, and it was nice. It was different. It was nice to be close to home. I'm very close with my family, so I got to go home a lot. That was nice. But yeah, it was weird. I was going to school with the same people that I went to high school with, but it was fun.
So was that surreal? I mean, you grew up, I would assume, doing all the chants. I
Hmm.
don't know what your connection was like family wise to the University of Oklahoma. I do, but I don't want to tell your story. Um, so what was that like when you left? I mean, I know you have to do what's best for you, but you grew up
Hmm.
and then you left. Like, talk to me through that process. When was the moment that it was like, man, you know what? I really want to spread my wings and fly.
It was a really, really hard decision. I loved OU. I loved the school, and growing up in Norman, I was like used to the crimson and cream. I went to the football games and I loved everything about it, but I really wanted something different for college. I wanted to get away from home. I felt like now is the time to do it, especially when I'm young and a student athlete. Like, why not?
Right.
So, yeah, those are kind of like the main reasons why I decided to do it. But
Did
it
you
was a really
wear
tough decision.
Did you wear those boots? Because like whenever I would go to the game when I worked at Baylor and I go to the games, it was always like cowboy boots and shorts was like the thing.
Yes, I can say that I was one of the girls in the cowboy boots and jean shorts at the games, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's too much. I love it. I love it. And if you're not from the South or you're not from that part of the country, you may not know, but it's definitely a thing. Did you rock the hat though? Did you? That's the real
No,
question.
I actually don't have a cowboy hat, which is
What?
crazy. I know, living in Texas and Oklahoma, you'd think I have a cowboy hat, but I don't.
Wowza. You know what? That might be the most shocking thing you said so far. Because
Hmm.
I thought everybody in Oklahoma had a cowboy hat.
Nope, I do not.
There we go, breaking stereotypes. So all
Yep.
right. So now you're juggling school, sports, building your brand. What's harder, nailing a perfect set on the court or explaining volleyball to someone who thinks it's just beach parties and bad sunburns?
Probably explaining the sport. I think it actually has grown so much in the past year, and it's so cool to see like attendance records being broken for everything, NCAA tournament, for regular season games, for everybody. So it's really cool to see, but I think even more people can grow and learn more about the sport of volleyball outside of just us. But it's really cool to see it grow.
Okay. Okay. And if you guys have questions for Emma, drop them in the chat. Drop them in chat. We want to hear from you. Would love to hear what you guys are thinking. This is our time to get to know Emma. And of course, we're going to talk about in a little bit, but Tuesday you're coming on with Keith and I. That's Keith Miller. We're going to talk about that whole thing Tuesday. That is the 14th, 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to do a live coaching. It's going to be raw. We didn't actually pre-game at all. I talked to her a little bit on the phone, but I was like, wait, don't tell me. Let's leave it
Yeah.
for the stream.
Yep, that
So
is true.
yeah, so let's talk about that. Volleyball's growing real quick, obviously, because don't
Mhm.
some leagues start really soon? Like in
Yeah, they actually just had some of their season openers just this past week. It's really cool because now I actually have friends that are in the pro volleyball league. So there's
yeah,
like two really big ones that are going on right now, and they both just started. And it's really cool to like see my friends compete at a pro level. It's awesome.
yeah. So tell me, how did you get into volleyball? I know, I was doing a little research. You ran track in high school.
Hmm.
Was it one of those deals? I ran track in college. Was it one of those deals where you were just running around and you were just like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I need to go to volleyball.
No, I actually started volleyball at a really young age. So I did rec in Texas with some of my friends when I was like 9. And then whenever I got to Oklahoma, that's when I started taking it up a notch. I went to my first club, which was Oklahoma Peak Performance up in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Shout out to
And I
Oklahoma.
was there, yep, Oklahoma Peak. That's where I started. I was there for 3 years and I loved it. It was great. But then I actually convinced my parents to take me down to Dallas, Texas, for TAV, which I am so thankful for
What is
them.
TAV?
Texas Advantage Volleyball. It's a
Okay.
club down in Carrollton, Texas, right outside of Dallas. And I'm so thankful for my parents and for TAV for taking me in because they taught me everything that I know as a volleyball player. I was there for my 14s through 17s year, and it
Is
was
this like a
amazing.
tournament? Like, describe what this is. You know,
It's club
non-volleyball.
volleyball. So basically, you pick a team and you play for that team. You go to practices 2 to 3 times a week. It's like AAU for basketball, and
Wait,
then you
wait,
go.
wait, wait,
Mhm.
wait. Okay. So you lived in Norman. Your mom and dad drove
Yes.
you. How often were they driving you?
They were driving me down 2, 3 times a week, and it
A
was
week?
2.5 hours
So your
away.
parents are basically part-time Uber drivers.
Yeah. They're my superheroes for sure.
You
I
got to
can't
give
believe
them
I
a shout out
convinced
on the
them
show
to
for
do
that.
that for
You
so
got to give your
long.
parents a shout out on the show.
Yeah, definitely shout out to mom and dad because they're awesome. But yeah, I went down there. It was 2.5 hours one way, so it was a big
Wow.
commitment. And then I'd be there for 2 to 3 hours, sometimes four. So yeah, I'd practice and then I'd come back home and I'd get home some nights at like 1 a.m. and have to get up for school the next morning. So
Wow.
yeah.
And then so did you run track the entire way through high school, or did you get on the volleyball and
Um,
you were like, I can't take this 4x4 anymore?
yeah, I actually ran track my freshman, sophomore, junior year. My senior year, I stopped running. I still hung out with the team all the time, though. They're some of my good friends, but to this day. But yeah, is that 4x4 was intense.
Hey,
I was running it every year.
you know what ends a lot of careers? Getting that text message that says, we need you for the 4x4.
Yep.
Because that could come to anybody, right? I don't care what event you run, you could get that text.
Unfortunately, since seventh grade, I was automatically on the 4x4. Fortunately, unfortunately, it was like my favorite race, but it was really hard, especially at
Yeah.
the end of the meet. You're just tired. Everybody's cheering you on though, so it makes you want to go do it. So it's fun, but
Yeah.
it's
So
different.
what's been the toughest thing about volleyball? I mean, and I ask this because I've worked with volleyball in the past and covered it and been to the NCAA tournament and traveled with
Mhm.
teams. And one of the things that really stood out to me were the length of the practices. I mean, I was
Yeah.
tired watching.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into volleyball. It's a really hard sport, but when you love it, it's worth it. There's a lot of like ups and downs that I've been through throughout my career, but
Like, what are
overall,
some ones that stick out in your mind that you feel like made you the person you are today?
yeah, my 17th year, I actually had knee surgery. I hurt my knee right at the beginning of club season in January, and I was out for 7 months.
Wow.
So that was really intense. That's definitely one of the lowest of lows for volleyball for me. Just missing the whole club season was hard, and 17s is such a great year for not only recruiting but also just like competition. Like it's a really competitive year, and it's fun to play with your team. So being out for 7 months was tough.
Wow.
Um,
How did
one of
you
my
hang in there? That's a
highs,
that's a long time.
yeah, it was a long time. Lots of rehab, lots of PT. Just working at it. I was setting from a chair for a long time, just like on the side. I still would go to as many practices as I could. I didn't miss hardly any, but yeah, it was tough. It was hard.
What do you feel like was the thing that like got you through?
Honestly, my family. I have a really, really great support system. As I said, I'm really close with my family. I talked a lot to both of my grandparents, on my mom's side and my dad's side. I talked to my family a lot. My brother was always there for me. He's like one of
Shout
my
out to your
closest
brother.
friends. Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, my family got me through that. It was a hard time, but
So
it was
wait, are
worth it.
you the oldest then?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the oldest. It's just me and my brother.
Okay.
He's 16 now. Wow, that's crazy to say that
That's
he's 16.
crazy. That
Yeah,
is
his name's
absolutely
Nash.
crazy.
He's
So
awesome.
so let me ask you this. Was there any pressure? Some may know your dad, obviously, a D1 athlete, also basketball player, really talented.
Mhm.
Um, did you ever feel any I don't want to use the word pressure, but yeah, let's just call it that. Did you ever feel any pressure? I mean, because I
Mhm.
know sometimes the kids of people who've done well, like it could feel like a lot sometimes.
I actually was raised in a household of 2 Division I athletes. My
I didn't want to tell
mom.
your story. That's
No,
cool.
you're good. You're good. I just want to give her a shout out too. She played Division I basketball, and so did
Absolutely.
my dad. That's how they met.
You
But
got to
no,
tell that
I wouldn't
story.
say.
So tell that story. Come on
Yeah,
now.
I got to tell that story. They both met at the University of New Mexico. So then they were dating at University of New Mexico. They got engaged. My dad ended up finishing his career at Baylor. But yeah, they're awesome. I never really felt any pressure from them though.
Yeah.
I know they love basketball, but they never even pressured me to choose that sport. I played a
Wait, did
little
you ever
bit,
play?
but
You have two, not one, but two
yeah, but
pairs.
two.
Go Lobos.
Yep.
Shout out to the Lobos too.
Two
Um,
Lobos.
two Lobos.
Hmm.
Never thought I'd say that. Um, and did you ever pick up a basketball?
Yes, I did. I played in middle school,
Well,
and
what
then
happened? Did you fall in love with it?
I hated the contact.
Really?
I'm a non-contact sport girl. Yeah, I've always said that since I was like 12. I decided I just did not love it. I played soccer, I played basketball, I played almost every sport. And all the sports with contact, I did not like.
Yeah, that's cool. So how long did you play basketball? What position did you play?
I'd say I was like a point guard. I always brought up the ball. Both my parents were guards, so
Right.
they taught me how to do what they knew. So, yeah, I was a guard.
Did they coach you up?
Yeah, my dad was always my coach. In basketball. Yep. He always coached us. And then my mom was right there on the sideline, like giving pointers. So it
Yeah.
was fun though. I always played with my friends. So we all just, it was all our second sport. Like I have Division I soccer player friends, some dancers and pom girls that were on my team. And we all did other things outside of volleyball, but it was fun for us to, or outside of basketball, but it was fun for all of us to come and play
That's
together. It was
awesome.
good.
I love that.
Hmm.
Love that. This is a basketball family, basketball story. Got to give a shout out to the chat again. We have some people viewing. If you guys, and if you're new to a live chat, basically what you do is you can post a comment. You can go to that if you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, and you can ask a question. You can even make a comment if you want to, and myself or Emma will answer. And for those of you joining in, this is exciting. We have Emma Henry joining us. I get to know a really great story here. I'm really excited. You know, we were talking earlier about just the arc of your journey, and I'm really big on like the start. So like I get, excited about these kind of conversations. So we're going to move into a rapid fire. All right. So you ready? This is just the first thing that
Yes.
comes to the top of the dome. All right. You
Okay.
ready?
So ready.
All right. Chicago pizza, best thing ever or just a cheesy pie trap?
Best thing ever. Chicago pizza is second to none. So good. I've had Italian pizza. I've had pizza from all over the US. Italian pizza or Chicago pizza is definitely the best.
Okay. I love that.
Mhm.
So, and had you had Chicago pizza prior to going?
No, I had actually never been to Chicago until my visit in the
Wow.
transfer portal. Yeah, so I had never had Chicago pizza.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Next one. Weirdest pregame ritual you've ever seen or done yourself?
Hmm. Weirdest pregame ritual. I've seen some interesting ones. I gotta say, I have one teammate. She's one of my like great friends. She likes to put her feet up on the wall and then close her eyes and do like visualizing. I think it's
Oh,
awesome,
that's
but
great.
it's just not for me. But it works for her. It's awesome. But
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's
that's probably
ridiculous.
the most unique one I've seen.
I love it. I love it. All right. So if Loyola volleyball, so just the volleyball team, not the entire school, if the
Hmm.
volleyball team had its own mascot, what would it be? And the weirder, the better.
And their own mascot.
Yeah, just your team. So what would embody
Hmm.
just the volleyball team?
I don't know. There's so many personalities on our volleyball team. I don't think I could give a good answer. Uh, Honestly, our team does have a lot of school spirit. We're like the most active team of watching other teams. We're always supporting other teams, and we love the school. Um,
Would they be
I'd
like
say
the
our own
Pirates,
mascot
maybe?
that we have now, honestly, because
Okay.
our team
Okay.
is so invested. Like we love the school.
Okay.
Mhm.
What's your hidden talent that has nothing to do with volleyball?
Oh gosh. Um, can't say that I have a hidden talent. I know that sounds really boring, but I don't think I have any hidden talents.
So, okay. Okay. So you mean all your talents are well known.
Yeah, very well known.
Okay. Okay.
The
Okay.
few
Okay.
talents that I have.
All right. If you had to build a volleyball dream team, but one of your teammates was a cartoon character, who's making the squad? So you have to make up a dream team.
Okay. All six are cartoon characters or just one?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I'd probably say I'm going for The Incredibles because
Okay.
I feel like that's a good place to start. I would put Dash probably as the libero, just because he's really quick. I would probably put the dad, I don't remember his name, but the really strong one
Yeah.
as probably the outside,
Okay.
and then a three rotation outside. And then I'd put I think Elastigirl would be a really good setter just because she can get to everything. So I feel like that'd be a good trait to have. I'd put her as setter. Um, let's
It's a
see.
good team you're putting together.
Yeah, I gotta pick some middles. I think I would put I think maybe like I weirdly think that Goofy would be a good right side. Goofy from
Well, why
Mickey
why do
Mouse.
you have Goofy on the right
He's
side?
really tall and really long. He
That's
has
true.
really long arms, so he'd
Yeah.
be a good blocker for, the outside. I don't know. Maybe that would be a good idea. Maybe not. I don't know who I'd put as my middles.
That's tough,
Maybe,
and that's yeah. Oof.
yeah, I gotta watch some more cartoons. I'm blanking on some. Um,
That's a good lineup so far.
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think on the middles, but
Okay,
I
think
think
on
I'd
the
go like
middle
full
one.
Incredibles.
Okay,
Incredibles
okay.
squad.
All right, so have to ask this. We love talking about TikTok, internet culture, celebrity culture. If you could have one celebrity or influencer come and watch a home game for you, who would it be and why?
Hmm. I don't know if this person counts as I know that she's a celebrity because she's big time, but I don't know if she counts as an influencer. But there's this sports agent named Nicole Lynn that is like my absolute idol. Love her. And that's what I want to do when I get older. So probably her.
Yeah, I definitely think she qualifies
Yeah,
as an
she's big
influencer.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her lineup is incredible. Let's see, she's got what's his name, quarterback from the Eagles. I
Jalen
mean,
Hurts. Yeah.
Jalen.
That's
She's
like, yeah,
got
one of her biggest clients. Yeah, she's big time.
yeah, she's big time. She's got Jalen
Mm-hmm.
Hurts, Miles Garrett. I'm looking him up now.
Mm-hmm.
Evan Neal. I mean, yeah. Malik Jefferson. That's a roster there. Great follow too
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram. Okay. All right. Last question in the rapid fire. Celebrity crush and why?
Ooh. I don't know. It's kind of basic with Michael B. Jordan, I guess. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. Why Michael? Super popular now.
I don't know. Everybody just says him, and he's a good-looking guy.
Very, very successful actor. But
Yeah.
man, he sells a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a good one. All right, so maybe that would be good because I'm telling you now, if Michael came to the game as well with Nicole, you guys, I know you guys already have great crowds. It would really be rocking.
Mm-hmm. It would be crazy. All the girls would come to the game.
All right. So first of all right, shout out to the chat. All right, we have a question for you from the chat. Kenneth Nash wants to know who was the best basketball player between your mom and dad?
Uh-oh. Oh, I
Woo,
feel
no
like I can't
pressure.
choose.
No,
I
hey,
can't
hold on,
choose.
No politically correct questions on the stream. We
Oh,
have to keep it 100, and you can qualify your answer too, though.
okay. I'd say, oh, this is hard. Because I want to say my mom is the better shooter. My dad
Okay,
would go crazy on that one.
okay. Hey, you know
My
what?
mom just
You got
has
to
that form.
repeat that. I'm sorry.
My mom has that good form. My grandpa taught her the form shooting.
Okay,
So She knows how to do that really well in the sidewalk drill. So her ball movement's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know if I can choose.
Oh, no.
My dad brings the talk. My dad brings the talk, but my
Is he
mom, she
chirpy?
definitely backs it all up. So I don't know.
So
I
your
don't
dad's
know.
more of a. So are you a trash talker?
No, not at all.
All right. What was it like growing up? With a parent, D1 athlete who trash
Uh,
talks. What was that like? That had to have been fun.
yeah, it's fun. It's everybody's very confident in my family in different ways. My mom is more of like a leads by example. My
Yeah.
dad's more like, I'm going to call out exactly what I'm going to do and then I'm going to do it and show you. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm somewhere in between.
All right. I love it, Kenneth.
Hmm.
Thanks for the question. Shout out to you. We have another one rolling in, very popular. Cassie Patrick says, "Hi,
Oh,
Emma. We're so proud of you, Dave and Cassie Patrick."
that's so sweet. Love you guys. Miss you guys so much.
Yeah. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for pulling up to the live stream. We really appreciate it. As we get to know Emma, this is really excited. We're on Tuesday. If you're just joining us now, we're going to be doing a live coaching session. It's going to be myself and Keith. I've worked with brands for going on 2 decades. Keith has about 30 years of experience, former compliance officer, now an executive in the NIL space. And we're just going to go through and just do a live coaching session, look at Emma's feeds. I know there's this big saying that we listen, but we don't judge. We're judging on Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Pull up. It's going to be a good time. All kidding aside, we're going to have a great time. We're just going to do it in real time. And the reason why we do this, Emma, is that we found that we have so many questions from students. And so we thought this would be like a fun and engaging way to like talk through, and then hopefully you learn a lot, and then other student athletes might have some of the same questions. So
Hmm.
are you looking forward to the live coaching on Tuesday?
Yes, I am so excited. I can't wait to learn more about building my brand. It's definitely something that I haven't been the most comfortable with throughout my college experience, but why not do it? Because with all that's happening with NIL, I feel like now's the time to like take advantage of it. So I'm excited for the opportunity on Tuesday.
So what's if for the people that you like, because I know you follow people online, even if you may not be where you want your brand to go, right? And we know that's a ever growing process. Who is someone online that you really like consuming their content, or you like what they do?
I really feel like in the volleyball community, I feel like one person that does their social media really well is Madison Skinner.
Okay.
She has a huge platform, but I really like the topics that she talks about and how she connects with her audience. But in a non-volleyball setting, I would say probably Alex Earl. She's
Yeah.
really fun to watch on
Yeah.
TikTok. I
Yeah.
mean, you can't really take her stuff very serious, but she's really entertaining. So, yeah.
All right. All right. I love it. Those are good people, man. Those are really
Hmm.
good ones. All right. So let's get serious for a moment. And let's just talk a little bit about, your goals overall, like not necessarily NIL. Like if you had one thing you could accomplish in life, volleyball or life, let's put it that way, what would it be and why?
I mentioned earlier that I really like Nicole Lynn because she's doing exactly what I dream of doing one day. I really want to be a sports agent. I plan on going to law school and studying sports and entertainment law and then becoming a sports agent. So that's probably one thing that I'd really be happy to accomplish.
That's awesome. So what inspired you? Like what was the thing that you thought like, man, I really would love to do that?
I've always known that I want to do something post grad in sports. I've just loved sports. I've grown up in a sports family. I've always been around sports, always played sports. So I knew I'd love to work in sports. I wasn't sure what that would look like, but in the beginning of high school, I think I got really serious about law. I thought it was just really interesting. And I thought that would be a great way that I could combine law and sports was by being a sports agent. So.
Okay. Was there anyone, I know you talked about Nicole, she really been someone,
Mhm.
have you met her before?
Yes, actually, because of the
What?
Patricks, they connected me with one of their friends who is
Wait,
really
who
good
did?
friends with the lady that commented
You
on
talking about
the
Cassie?
Yes, Cassie Patrick.
Okay, so
Shout out
yeah,
to
some of you
them.
guys may be washing dishes while you're watching. So this is a full stop. This is a full stop right here. So
Yep.
Kathy Patrick came on, said we're so proud of you. Shout out.
Mhm,
That is the person, the family, Cassie and
mhm.
David and Cassie, they introduced you to. Tell me about that. How did that happen? And what was the experience like?
It was awesome. They have a really good friend that was over at their house while we were at their house just hanging out because we've been family friends with them for years. And she just was talking about how she was just with Nicole, blah, blah, blah. She's a sports agent. I already knew that. And I was like, oh, like Nicole who? And I had just finished reading Nicole Lynn's book and I loved her book. It's so good. It's called Agent U.
Okay.
So I was talking to them about Nicole Lynn, and she was like, "Oh, Nicole, like she's one of my great friends. She said something. She just went to a football game with her or something." So then she was like, "Let me just FaceTime her." So I'm like holding the phone and I'm like shaking,
Wait,
talking to
so
Nicole
did you
Lynn.
okay? So was this planned?
No, not at all. Just right
Wow.
on the spot. It was incredible. I loved it.
Wow. And what was
Yeah, it
that
was
like?
great.
Like did she pick up? Because that's always the big deal if someone
Yes,
picks
she
up.
picked up. I just met her and I was like kind of in awe. I don't really know what exactly I said because I was just like a 16-year-old that was just so excited to meet her. But yeah, I ended up DMing her on Instagram and then she DM'd me back and it was
Really?
awesome.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. I love that. That is a great story.
Hmm.
So is that because I know you moved kind of connecting things a little bit. You're in Chicago, which has some really good law schools, yours
Hmm.
and other schools. Did that sway at all, this move or did it factor into your decision making process of where you landed after Oklahoma?
Not really. I mean, kind of. I know that I wanted to do my goal was to graduate in 3, and right now I am on track to graduate in 3
Okay.
so that then I can do my 4th year, while I'm in college playing, start law school. So, it's something that I thought about in the back of my head, but honestly, I was so worried about, like, making a decision that would impact me, like, 2 weeks later whenever I was moving in, so I wasn't thinking too far in the future.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely something that I thought about, and Chicago has so many opportunities for the sports agency world just with the amount of pro teams that they have. So
Right.
it's definitely something that I thought about, but it all kind of worked out the way it was supposed to. So,
Okay, and then I'm just was looking this up while you're talking. I think
mhm.
Nicole Lynn definitely qualifies as an influencer.
Yes.
185,000 followers on just Instagram.
Yeah, she's so big time. And she is such a kind person too. Whenever I talk to her on FaceTime, she's really sweet.
Yeah. All right, we're going to keep talking in the meantime. We have a big following here. Thanks, guys. Everybody who's come, who's watching, who's listening, participate, get involved. You can ask a question, you can give a statement, you can pull up like Cassie and David and throw a shout out and come through. So we appreciate that. So, all right, so getting back to your goals. So, what's one thing volleyball wise that you would love to accomplish in your life?
We actually had an amazing season this past year. We won the conference tournament and we went to the NCAA tournament. We got an automatic bid and then we upset BYU first round. And so we made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament.
Amazing.
But we are not satisfied. We are excited for this upcoming season. We had a great group last year, and I think we're going to have a great group this year too. So we're really excited. I think one group goal as like the team and with our amazing coaching staff that we've all talked about is we want to keep continuing to make history. So we want to make it to the Sweet 16 this year. That's a big goal of ours.
Wow. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it. Man, Sweet 16 or die. I love it. I love the commitment. All right, we have another one roll in. We'll get back to it. Kevin Preston said, "Tell our girl what up." Kevin and Michelle.
I love the Prestons. Miss you guys so, so much. I played with their daughter at OU, Taylor Preston. She's one of my closest friends. I love her.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Everybody, yeah, I think
Hmm.
it says a lot about you, right? That a lot of people are pulling up and showing support and what you're doing. So I'm really excited because that says a lot about you and the relationships that you've built.
Hmm. Yep. I've got a great support system. I'm around great people.
Yeah. All right, so have to ask you this. If someone Googles you 5 years from now, what's a headline you'd want to see? What's the big legacy?
Sports agent Emma Henry.
Boom.
Preferably working for a big firm, or my own. I mean, in 5 years, that would be really tough to have my own, but yeah, definitely sports agent Emma Henry.
Wow. Wow. All right. So for those of us joining right now, talk about coming up on Tuesday. And for those of you guys just joining, may not be familiar with Brand&Athlete. We're a platform and a community that really helps athletes tell their story. And this live stream used to be what we call a production call. We get on the phone, we talk and ask these same questions so we could craft a really good interview. And then now it's just a live stream. And you should follow us at Brand&Athlete on social media, on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and we're going to be doing a live stream on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll share it on social media. Real quick, Emma, can you share? I know we're going to get into it, but can you share what social media you have and where can people find you?
I have Instagram, I have X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I have TikTok. I think that's about it. LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. 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 So I love it. I love it. I love it. We're gonna grow that. We're gonna grow that. But so coming up on Tuesday, the live coaching session. What's one thing you'd like to get into? Maybe something that helps you inspire younger athletes or grow your online presence. Like, what are you thinking?
Maybe just like being more comfortable with being authentic on Instagram and just like all social media platforms. I think that's something that I think the world is starting to evolve into, but I myself am even not there yet. Just being more comfortable with just posting whatever and just like people truly are just wanting to see you. They don't care exactly how polished you look or how great you look. They just want to see the real you. So I think just being more comfortable of like showing yourself on
Yeah.
social media.
And I love that. Talk to because I'm all about transparency. Talk about our conversation. Like, what was your
Yeah,
takeaway? Like, what did we talk about? And how did you? What was your reaction?
I definitely felt a lot better after talking to you about social media. I haven't always been the biggest person on social media for sure. I was like the last person out of all my friends in high school to get Instagram
Sure.
and all the things. I wasn't huge on YouTube or Snapchat or anything, but I have grown to understand it more. And I think it's a big part of where we're going as a society. I think it's a great helpful tool, especially for student athletes in this day and age. So I think talking to you actually helped me understand a little bit more of how much of a big deal that social media is becoming and how much it can help me in my future.
Yeah, I mean, and we always just like to have, and I think that's why we've had some successes that we just have authentic conversations. And so we talked about just the massive opportunity that anyone, no matter what sport you play, I think there's this perception out there that you have to be the Shadurs of the world or the Angel Reese or the Caitlins, and they certainly have the bag. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But one of the things that we had talked about is that there are student athletes at junior colleges, D2, D3, NAIA, D1, Olympic sports, and they're crushing the game. And if you look at some of the most successful people, they actually tend to not be the superstars, right? The superstars
Mhm.
can get the brand deals for sure, but it's this massive opportunity that's never ever existed for student athletes to build their brand and get paid off of what they do in their lifestyle and their content.
Mhm.
So when you hear those things and understanding kind of where you want to go in life, what was your reaction when we were talking about that?
It was kind of eye-opening. I knew that it was just such a big deal, but I just didn't realize that it could be a big deal for me too. Just as a volleyball player or even a female athlete, it's not typical. Like all the male sports usually get the treatment and the money and the deals and all that stuff. But as a female athlete, like I can do that too. And in volleyball, I can do that too. So yeah, I'm like excited about it.
Yeah, and I think your instincts are right on. And I don't have the data on it, but from what I can see anecdotally, but I think it'll show out the data is really the Olympic sport athletes and women are really crushing NIL right now. Right? It's like if you look at who
Mhm.
has some of the big brands, you look at who has some of the great podcasts of their own who are doing, you look at people they're not even in the kind of what I call the big four, just the revenue they're outside of that big four. I mean,
Mhm.
is that shocking to think about that you have track athletes, right? That track is
Mhm.
like we were talking about pro volleyball. I mean, if you ask people where pro track meet is, they're like, I don't know, you know.
Yep.
But what does that tell you about the opportunity for yourself, especially the career that you want to build?
It's awesome. I think it's great that I've seen a lot of mid-majors and even low-major D1 athletes make great opportunities from NIL, and I just think it's so cool for us to be able to have this outlet to not only, like, connect with people and make long-term meaningful relationships with fans or even just, like, friends you don't know. It's a great opportunity to monetize yourself and take advantage of the opportunities that we're given while in college.
Yeah, we were talking about this, and I just love sharing this. We talked about someone who I really like, Connor Prince. I talk about him all the time. He's like the goat of NIL. We
Mhm.
did an interview with him. He had gotten this goat chain, and I was like, "Wait, are you wearing a goat chain?" He's like, "Yeah." He actually got in a brand deal. He did 200 plus
Wow.
deal goat chain.
That's crazy.
They sent it to him, and he did 200 plus deals. He went to Claremont McKenna, D3 school, great academics, and he did the most number of deals, and he only took them 2 years. So I think the great thing as we go into our coaching on Tuesday is that it's incredible to think that you're like either 6 months of consistency or 2 years from like changing your life.
Yeah, it's wild. It's really cool to think about, for
Yeah.
sure.
He just texted me, moved to California. He's in LA because he went back home after he graduated, and now he's a
Mhm.
full-time content creator. I tell his story because I just love the arc of his story. And you and I talked about this. The Trailblazers called him up, said, "Hey, would you like to come to a game?" Flew him up there. He ends up. Have you seen that clip where this lady spilled? So she was like, you can order drinks on the front row of the court, and she spilled the drinks, and it was dirt. They were playing the Lakers in
I
the
don't think
in,
I've seen that.
okay. So the Trailblazers
Uh-huh.
are playing the Lakers. This
Mhm.
lady, she's working literally next to the court on the front row. She spills. This clip went viral. I'm talking about like
Hmm.
hundreds and hundreds of millions of views. She spills it. She's like freaking out because now she knows she's gonna interrupt the game.
Uh-huh.
LeBron James gives her a hug, right?
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
This went viral. Then everybody's like, it's not a big deal. And they fixed it. Well, anyway, I mentioned this lady because she works at the Trailblazers arena, and he has this video. He's filming her. And then after the game, they invited him down, and he created content for his channel on the floor of the Trailblazers court. So it's just like we're only talking about 24 months.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's always a cool
awesome.
story.
That's great.
All right, guys, it has been great. Thank you, everybody who pulled up. I want to thank everybody who commented. I have to individually call you guys out. Kenneth, Cassie, and David, Kevin, appreciate you guys pulling up, asking questions. It's not always easy. And so, Emma, this has been really exciting. It's been awesome. Your story is incredible, the arc of it. And people, I think, are really going to vibe with you in whatever form or fashion of content. Before we go. But before we wrap up, can you share your social media? Again, some people, right,
Yes.
have maybe weren't here before. So we want to make sure that people are following you. So if you're listening right now, I want you to take out your phone or another app and follow her right now because that's how you can support her. That's how you can help Emma on her journey because she can then say, I have this amount of followers.
Mhm. Yes, my Instagram is emma.henry11, so everyone can go follow that. And then my LinkedIn is just Emma Henry, Loyola Chicago volleyball student
Oh,
athlete.
oh.
Yep, there it is. And
Boom.
then I'm pretty sure my TikTok is also emma.henry11. So
Okay. And we're
yeah.
gonna unpack her social media, her strategy, her goals. It's gonna be real, guys. Real
Yes,
like
I'm
we
so
haven't
excited.
pre-gamed.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This
Thank you.
is
Thank
great.
you. All right, you guys heard it here. Follow Emma for volleyball, Chicago Life. Maybe she shares some secrets on some Chicago pizza spots.
Yep, that's a whole conversation. Everyone has their favorites.
Yeah. And don't forget, we're back on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central for a live coaching session. If you're following Emma, she's going to share the details so you don't have to worry about remembering. It's going to be about branding, strategy, and helping student athletes like Emma level up. Don't miss out. But before we sign off, we have to thank our sponsor, Influxer, for supporting student athletes, over 400 universities, merch deals. They also have a marketplace that we're going to talk to Emma about and her activities. We're going to get into this on Tuesday. So if you're looking to take control of your brand, Influxer's marketplace and merch tools are best in class. So I'm actually going to let Emma sign off because she's so good at this. Would you like to sign off? Thank everybody for coming and talk
Yeah,
about
of
the experience.
course. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was an amazing experience. Thank you, Jay, for putting this together. Thank you for everyone who reached out and my support system for watching and tuning in. I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
See ya.
Bye.